The other day I was rewatching Loki episode 3, the episode which was branded the worst in that season of Loki, collectively by both the internet and critics. Surprisingly, I actually liked that episode quite a bit. Then I tried rewatching the entirety of the season, and the thing is, episode 3 was actually quite on par with the rest of the episodes. And I say that because when I was rewatching it, what stood out to me was not the action or what was being set up for the Marvel future. What stood out to me was the interactions between the people, the conversations, and all the intricate elements of Loki's history and Sylvie's history, etc., etc. Now you might be wondering, why am I bringing this up in a Fantastic Beasts review? I'll tell you why. Whenever a movie or TV show comes out, it seems, in at least in today's day and age, we as a movie going people want to see where this is going. We want to sort of predict where this is going. We and start looking at the larger picture, and as a result, oftentimes we miss out on the smaller details, the details which at the end of the day really end up mattering on second and third viewings or fourth viewings and so on. I just wanted to preface this video with that because I feel that Fantastic Beasts and the Secrets of Dumbledore has a lot of smaller moments in it, a lot of intricate moments in it. And that's not to say that it doesn't set up anything for the future. And I say that because if you read the original Harry Potter books, a lot of the things are not even clear as setups. They are sort of being set up, and a lot of the times it seems like they're not going anywhere, but at the same time, just finding out about them seems interesting. And it is only towards the end where everything sort of comes together and we start realizing, oh, that this the overall idea. The thing I'm trying to preface here is patience. Myself included, and many others have said that if the original Harry Potter books came out in today's day and age, they would be roasted to death. And yet, because they came out 2 decades ago, they are beloved as some of the best fantasy books ever written. And the difference is, unfortunately, only the internet. Now, one thing is possible, that the Fantastic Beasts movies are written as novels more so than as movies, and that is a criticism even I can stand behind. But regardless, I'm kind of getting sidetracked here. Before I begin, I just want to say that the author of Harry Potter and the writer of the screenplay of this has done some dodgy shit would be understatement of the century. As of recent, I have just stopped following J.K. Rowling on any of the social medias that she's on, and it's really heartbreaking for me to see what she has become in today's day and age. And also, I would like to say that the things that she's doing is kind of opposite of what her stories seem to stand for. It just feels like she has a classic case of the echo chamber going on. But regardless, I just want to preface it with that because I feel like if I'm doing anything Harry Potter where J.K. Rowling is involved, I have to preface it with that because it's never not going to come up. And I might be praising J.K. Rowling in some sense, but I will be praising her as a artist and as an author, not as what she is as a person. Now, to begin with the movie, this movie has a lot of interesting elements in it and a lot of comedic elements in it. The main plot of this movie revolves around this one creature called the Chillin, who is said to be, at least in the wizarding world, the most purest creature of all, and so pure that it only bows in front of someone who is pure of a heart. And so the Chillin is used to decide who will ultimately lead the International Confederacy of Wizards. The movie begins with that. It begins with the birth of what we are led to believe is a Chillin, but eventually turns out to be two Chillins. Grindelwald's people, including Credence, come along and kidnap the children, but one of them is saved, and Grindelwald kills the children in order to see what the I guess what the future entails. It's not quite clear why he killed it, but oh, it is clear why he killed it, but it's not clear in the beginning. And this is one more thing that I wanted to say. This movie, you have to keep an open mind. You have to be patient. You have to let the movie explain to you what is going on. It's basically Grindelwald's plan to kill the children, revive it, bewitch it, and fool the entire wizarding world into thinking that he is the true worthy successor. If he succeeds, he's going to wage war against the Muggle world and destroy the entirety of the wizarding world in the process. Obviously, Dumbledore wants to stop him, and he uses none other than Newt Scamander's help, along with Yusuf Kama, Lally Hickens, Theseus Commander, Jacob Kowalski, and Bunty. Now, when the trailers came out, there were a lot of questions about, okay, why the hell is this the team? The movie sort of answers it. Grindelwald is a seer. He can see into the future. And so, as a result, you need to do something called countersight. That is, confuse the opponent. In order to do countersight, you have to do a lot of unexpected, lot of seemingly illogical moves. As Dumbledore said, everything not going precisely according to plan was precisely the plan. And man, I have got to give it to Dumbledore. He really went around a seer's abilities. I believe it is for the same reason that Tina Goldstein isn't in this movie. Like, it is said that she's not here because she is now the head of American Horror Office, but like, come on, man, you could have if you can bring in the British head of Horror Office, you can bring in the American head of Horror Office. Regardless, her not being in the entirety of the movie leads to a very interesting scene between her and Newt, which I believe that it kind of justifies her not being in the entire movie because, and also I kind of love that scene towards the end. Getting to the beasts, yes, there are a lot of fantastic beasts in this. Uh, like quite right in the beginning, there's a beast that saves there's a beast that saves Newt Commander's life. This sort of pterodactyl looking beast, I don't remember its name. Chillin is obviously what the entire movie revolves around. You obviously have Teddy the Niffler and Pick the Boat Truckle, both of whom are incredibly cute and of incredible help to Newt's commander throughout the movie. Which, man, I wish I had pets like that. Not, I mean, not those pets, but like pets who are as loyal as that. I don't have pets, but I'm getting sidetracked again. There is this sequence where Theseus commander is captured. Newt has to go and save him, and there is obviously this scene where they are sort of moving like these creatures so that they don't end up attacking it. Everything goes sideways as you would expect when Theseus steps on one of these creatures, and then Mother attacks them. The movie makes you believe in the beginning that Yusuf Kama is going to betray Dumbledore, but like it's very obvious that he's not going to. What is interesting to me is that Yusuf Kama somehow managed to fool a Legilimens. Either that, or Queenie was just not being honest to Grindelwald, which is a legitimate possibility because it seems that Queenie really, really does not like where Grindelwald is going with what he's doing. Credence in this movie is dying. The Obscurus is finally taking effect, and we finally get a confirmation that Ariana Dumbledore was an Obscural, and Credence is dying, and he is more powerful than ever. He's one of the most powerful wizards, and we finally get to learn why Dumbledore didn't tell Harry who Credence was in this scene because technically it's not his secret to tell. Credence or Aurelius Dumbledore is a Dumbledore, but he is Aberforth's son. He's not a brother of Dumbledore, which is an interesting way to go about it. Although I wish they had set it up earlier, but it is what it is. Lally Hicks is another character which I loved a lot because, well, she's just a joy to watch. Like in the very first scene, it seems like she's being harassed by a few guys. They appear to be Muggle, because she's a wizard. She easily take care of them. Jacob, whose shop is right over there, obviously comes to her defense, and then Lali petrifies the harassers from behind, and then the entire thing turns around, and it so happens that these were Lali's friends who were helping her to get Jacob's attention. It's a very intricate plan, but it's for some reason it just feels like, yeah, this is something she would do with with the way we see her throughout the movie. And man, her character is a joy to watch. She is used to give a lot of exposition in the beginning, but at the same time it feels like, yeah, she's just giving this exposition to let everyone know that, yeah, I am very smart. But whatever, her character is a joy to watch. You need to watch the movie to just understand why I'm saying that. One of the things which I still don't understand is, how is Jacob Kowalski, a muggle, being allowed into visiting conferences? Well, for example, in America, it was still considered a no-no for a wizard of witch to marry a nomad or muggle, and the international statute of secrecy was still a thing. So, if a wizard brings a muggle into a visiting conference, isn't that a breakage of the international statutes of secrecy? Or I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe they know Jacob Kowalski. Who knows? This movie knows how to build mystery, right? And that is one of the things that I feared while going into this movie, is that why people are not going to like it is because people are going into it for visiting action. But that's not the point. The original Harry Potter books and movies are mystery books and movies disguised as fantasy or magical books, and that is what this story is. Now, all of that being said, I do have a few criticisms about this movie. So, in the very first movie, there is this subplot about a muggle reporter and his son, and towards the end that guy is very happy seeing that wizards really exist. And so with Jacob Kowalski, does not get his memory erased because most of his memories with the wizarding world were happy. Well, this guy's memory was also happy. He should come back at some point, and I was kind of expecting that he would come back in the third movie. But I guess Grindelwald was more important to deal with. Um, and obviously, we have two more movies remaining, so we will see what happens and where the story goes. And another thing is the absence of Tina Goldstein. While I understand that it was deliberate plan by Dumbledore to not bring Tina along, at the same time, I really wish that Tina had been a part of the movie. Because come on, man, we are eventually, we know Newt and Tina are eventually going to marry, which, yes, it does allude to that in the movie, but there is whatever. And towards the end, this Queenie, while it is established that she does not like what Grindelwald is doing, her turn to the good side, quote unquote good side, and Jacob sort of just accepting her and immediately marrying her kind of comes out of left field for me. Like, I feel like there was a little bit lost development there. But those are pretty much the only criticisms I have. Apart from that, this is like pure unfiltered Harry Potter wizarding world, I should say now. Pure unfiltered wizarding world. It has a lot of mystery elements to it. And oh yes, I forgot one of the things. The Chillin. The Chillin towards the end, the dead Chillin obviously goes and chooses Grindelwald. However, Newt's commander, or rather Bunty, his assistant, brings the other alive Chillin over there, and the ceremony is redone when it is revealed that the other Chillin is in fact dead and bewitched. Surprisingly, Credence is the one who reveals this information, because throughout this movie it is shown that the only reason Credence is with Grindelwald is sort of very Darth Vader Emperor Palpatine like relationship. That is that Grindelwald is the only one who seems to be taking him in at this point, right? He realizes by the end that, man, I'm dying anyway. So he wants to do one last good thing and tells the world that no, this thing is dead, and he did it to bewitch you. And the real chillin comes along, and guess who he chooses? He chooses Dumbledore. Dumbledore, being Dumbledore, doesn't accept the power because he doesn't trust himself with it. And he says, I'm honored, but just like there were two of you born that night, there is someone else who is equally worthy. And Santos is chosen to be the president, which I wish we had got more character development for them and more justification as to why she is capable, or at least as capable as Dumbledore. But the movie had a lot of things going on, and we can't get everything, can we? And this movie is aptly named Secrets of Dumbledore because it is just so pure Dumbledore. Like the entire thing is being run by Dumbledore. Dumbledore is completely in control of what is going on. I would like to say that while I'm upset a little bit that Johnny Depp was fired from his role as Grindelwald, I really liked Mads Mikkelsen playing Grindelwald because he just brings like a completely different flair to it, and he really embodies what Grindelwald is supposed to be. And what I'm saying is he just played Grindelwald better than Johnny Depp. Make of that what you will, but I would still say I still believe that Johnny Depp was sort of unfairly cast out, and it was also a little bit like weird for me that while Johnny Depp has been cast out, Ezra Miller, who has done some with really dodgy shit as well, and we have proof of that, was still in the movie. Now, granted, I understand that Ezra Miller's quote unquote crimes have come out in recent times, whereas Johnny Depp's, you know, came out in earlier times. So obviously, this movie was shot before that. I'm just saying that it felt a little weird to me. And if the news reports are to be believed, Ezra Miller is supposed to be fired, and all of his projects are to be on hold. Which once again makes me sad because I really liked how he played Credence in this movie. Sort of brainwashed soldier kind of persona who is actually dying at this point. But I guess by the end of the movie, Credence was dying anyways. So I guess they could just say that he died in the middle and get it over with. And man, where was Nagini the entire movie? She's not mentioned at all. And look, I know there is a lot of criticism going to be thrown at this movie inadvertently because there are a lot of quote unquote plot holes, and there are a lot of things which, for example, Tina not being there, Nagini not being there, where she was established in the previous movie, which I understand. But at the same time, this is why I preface this video with what I said about Loki, is that we often forget to enjoy the little things. We have become so laser focused on finding these little inconsistencies, these little plot holes, and seeing where the movie goes, etc., which is to be expected to a certain degree because nowadays there's just so much information being bombarded at us. We go to almost every movie with a form of apprehension almost because we hope that this movie is a good thing to spend our money on to buy tickets. And also theaters as in form of entertainment are slowly and slowly becoming outdated in the sense that people nowadays really don't want to go to theaters anymore. They would rather see a movie when it comes on digital release or whatever. Which, yeah, it is what it is. And also not to say that we have been really spoiled by movies like Endgame and Infinity War and all of these things, which were great movies, but at the same time they have set a higher bar for expectation. But that being said, I do believe that people will like this movie more than Crimes of Grindelwald because that movie was, I could see why that movie was confusing. Yeah, that's kind of all I had to say about it. I hope you go and watch this movie. It's a really interesting movie. I'll meet you in the next video. This is the novel that I wrote, right? Links to buy this will be in the description. And I would like to say that I am breaking this in the morning. I'm really sleepy at the moment, so it might be a little less energetic than my normal videos. But, anyways, if you like this video, press the like button, hit subscribe, press the bell icon, all notifications, share it with your friends, all that wonderful stuff. And I will see you in the next video, and I need to get some sleep.